Hello and welcome to the garden. So I've had garlic growing in the polytunnel here all around the outside since the autumn, and I was hoping to be able to leave it another couple of weeks, but those plants are looking really ragged. The rust has got to them even in here, and yeah, they've got to be lifted. No idea what to expect, but whereas the surprising giant garlic from the greenhouse, I wasn't sure what variety I had there, I've at least got labels here so I will know which it is. So I think I've got Carcassonne on one side and Provence on the other. Not sure yet which side is which. We will find out shortly, and I'll lift some of these and we'll see what we've got. I would love to have some nice big bulbs. My outdoor crop, it was okay, but after I'd cleaned it up, but the rust took it out really early and the bulbs are quite small, so wasn't too happy with that. Whatever variety it was in the greenhouse, that was awesome. Great big bulbs, juicy fat cloves, and if I get some of those from the tunnel here, I'm going to be very happy. Well, I want to be a little bit careful here because I've got the tomato plants, and with those rootstocks, the roots will have spread everywhere, I expect, but I've got to get the trowel under these garlics to lift them. So is there a label here? Let's have a look. Ah, this one is Carcassonne, so let's see how that's done. Oh, this ground is pretty firm here. Let's have a look. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, that's lovely. This, I wonder if this is the same variety that I had in the tunnel. It's rock hard, big cloves, and a really good sized bulb. You can see the roots are really strong on this. That's a good sign. Very rusty now, of course, but not a bad bulb at all. Now these are a bit skinny here, so I'm not expecting so much from these. It's certainly stuck in there. Oh, well, no, it's not quite so big, but actually that's a pretty big bulb nonetheless. Yeah, these are good. I'm really happy with them. No sign of any problems with the bulbs. The roots are all lovely. Let's have a look at this. This one's got a pretty big stem, so maybe that's also a good sized bulb. It doesn't always follow, but I think generally. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a really great bulb. Well, so far Carcassonne is doing very well for me, and I think this is one I'll be saving some cloves to plant in the autumn. Yeah, that's really nice. Right, I will carry on, lift all of the Carcassonne, then we'll take a look at the Provence. Oh, this is the hard neck variety, so this is Provence, and very variable in stem diameter. I've got some nice big ones and then some skinny ones. Well, let's start with the most hopeful, and this chunky one here. Oh, it's got good roots on it. Let's have a look. Oh, the soil's a lot more damp on this side. That's interesting. But I mean, that's nothing like the Carcassonne bulbs. It's nice though. I mean, they've got good sized cloves. Sort of, yeah, I'm not that hopeful with these, to be honest. That one I seem to have left the scape on it. I will rescue that shortly. Most of these I've taken the scapes off, as you can see. So this is a weedy looking specimen. So Yeah, this is not nearly so good. Oh, I'm getting a real mixed bag today. That's a small bulb. Yeah, that's disappointing. Let's have a look. I've got a bigger one in there. Oh. Yeah, soil is really heavy on this side. Maybe there's a patch of silt. We do have a few quite silty patches running through the garden here, but again, I mean, that's perfectly fine as a bulb. The cloves are a nice size. It's nothing like the other variety though, but still, they are rock hard, and yeah, I should get plenty of them. Oh, well, it was getting pretty toasty in the tunnel doing that job, so I'm glad that is done. Definitely needed to be lifted, not just because of the rust, but looking at the plants, I'm sure they were ready, and maybe they should have been lifted a fortnight ago. But a bit of a mixed bag. I am overall very happy. So with the two varieties, Carcassonne, clearly much bigger bulbs. That has performed really well. There are one or two there that are, let's say, regular garlic bulb size. Nothing impressive, but not bad either. The rest of them are a really good size. I've got a lot of good sized bulbs, and it's those I will save some of the cloves from. The bigger cloves are much better for replanting. It's not true with everything. It's not true with shallots. Big shallots will divide into lots of offsets and give you then small bulbs. It's not true with onion sets. The bigger onion sets are much more likely to bolt. So you've got to be careful with rules like that. But for the garlic, you want the largest clove. So I'm going to keep the very best bulbs, and they'll be the ones that I replant with in the autumn. That is assuming that either of these varieties makes it onto next season's menu. And for the Carcassonne, it's very likely. But flavour is the most important thing for anything we grow, of course. But that's going to have to taste pretty bad before that's not worthy of another year of cultivation. The Provence, on the other hand, the bulbs are pretty variable. Some of them are a good size, some of them are rather small, and I think I do want a hard neck in the mix because I like the scapes. I seem to have missed about 3, so I don't feel too bad about that. That one's going to have to taste pretty awesome to be sure of a place next season. We'll have to see what happens. And in fact, I think what I'll do is go and clean up a couple of the smaller bulbs, and I'm going to have a little taste right now. And yeah, let me show you the crates first. So this one is the Carcassonne. Obviously you can see from the size of the bulbs, and most of these are really great sizes. There must be some smaller ones. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of smaller ones. That's kind of supermarket bulb size, really, I suppose. But most of them, there's another slightly smaller one. But even with those, I don't know if you can make it out on the camera there, but the cloves themselves are big, and that's much nicer in the kitchen. Small fiddly cloves, I don't like it. We use a lot of garlic. I don't want to spend all day peeling the stuff. But these are just fantastic bulbs, and we've got a couple of runty ones. Some sort of, well, that's a good sized bulb. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But then we've got tons of these really big ones, and those are lovely. So bit of a mixed bag, but overall pretty good with those. So here's the Provence, and here we've got a complete mixture. I mean, we've got a couple of really tiny bulbs. I mean, the cloves are okay in them. They're not as fat as the the carcassonne, but I mean, that's to be expected. Soft neck and hard neck bulbs are different. We've got some though that are a pretty good size, and the cloves in these are quite nice. There's another one that's a good size. I've got lots of, that's tiny, but I've got lots of serviceable garlic here. So at the end of the day, that is the main thing. I want plenty of garlic for the kitchen. We get through tons of it. So yeah, and I think what I'll do is just break that clove off. I'll take that. I'm going to have a little taste of that in a second. Well, my apologies. I am such a donut. What is the point of me using labels if I stick them on the wrong side? So the soft neck variety, that's not Carcassonne, that one is Provence. The hard neck is Carcassonne. So I've used them completely the wrong way round all through this video. Let's get it right now though. The one I'm really keen to taste is Provence, and I've just washed the muck off of a couple of bits of garlic. So first, the fat juicy clove of Provence, and this has got to taste pretty bad not to make it on the menu next year, because it performed so well here. And its description is as a large bulb that can, well, almost approach the size of elephant garlic. So you would expect it to be large. And I think if I'm going to get regularly hit with rust, it is important to have a variety that can early in the season produce large bulbs. If the plants are taken out early, like my outdoor crop was this year, at least then I'll get something decent from it. Now I know raw garlic is not to everybody's taste. I don't care. I want to see what it's like. It's got quite a pleasant flavour. There's plenty of garlic strength there. Not the strongest, I wouldn't think, but plenty of garlic punch. Excuse me. There's a little bit of sweetness. I'm not 100% sure on the flavour yet. I want to see what that's like when I cook with it, but it's not bad. And if it's going to be such a reliable, good bulb, then that is one I'm going to grow again. So now to the hard neck Carcassonne. Got a runty little bit of a bulb here, clove, and we'll see what that's like. There's a bit of garlic. Actually, to start with, there was almost no warmth with that clove at all, and then it built, but I don't know, the flavour is just, it's okay. I mean, I love garlic, so any homegrown garlic's going to taste pretty good for me, but I think of those two, I quite clearly prefer that soft neck variety. Again, it's not a great test just to chew on a random bit of fresh bulb straight out of the ground, but yeah, Provence, the soft neck, fat bulbs, they are in next season. I'm going to save the very best ones, and they might have been the ones I pulled out of the greenhouse in a previous video. I will save those for replanting, and the rest I'm going to enjoy eating. But anyway, that's not a bad garlic harvest. I'm pretty happy with it. But that is all for this video. Thanks ever so much for watching, and bye for now.